A lawmaker in Louisiana has to clarify their comments because they kind of misunderstand the history of the country. This might be what the vice president was talking about when she was talking about being real. A Louisiana state rep said earlier this week that schools shouldn't teach divisive concepts, but rather give students the good, the bad, and the ugly on various topics such as slavery. Unfortunately, that was the example that immediately sprang to his mind in a recent hearing, and he quickly had to confirm it had no good parts. Representative Ray Garofalo, the chair of the Louisiana House Education Committee, made the comments during a committee hearing on his own bill that would ban any K-12 school or college that receives public funding from teaching divisive concepts such as the United States or Louisiana being fundamentally, institutionally, or systematically racist or sexist. So, banning teaching facts. The bill is part of a larger trend against critical race theory, which seeks to scrutinize cancel culture against facts that the right wing doesn't like. Cancel culture is not Hasbro making a decision about what to do with Mr. Potato Head. Cancel culture is not the Seuss estate deciding what to do with old Dr. Seuss books. Cancel culture is trying to get fucking curriculum changed because you think it reflects poorly on your worldview. This bill is part of a larger trend against critical race theory, which seeks to scrutinize America's racial caste system and the history and role of white supremacy in our institutions. On Wednesday, at the same time, while they're saying fucking Confederate monuments shouldn't be taken down. Even Dr. Seuss was ashamed of his early books. The estate said he would want them taken out of print. Makes no fucking sense. Right-wingers want to tell people that they can't make amends for their racism, apparently. Garofalo's bill is a response to a February online panel discussion at Louisiana State University about a book called The Religion of White Rage, White Workers, Religious Fervor, and the Myth of Black Racial Progress. The co-editors include two professors in the university's African American Studies Department. Are we presenting all sides? Garofalo told the New Orleans Advocate earlier this year. If we are making these types of presentations on campus, are we presenting an alternative viewpoint? What, that slavery was good? What's the alternative viewpoint? I know the answer to that. The alternative viewpoint is the lost cause propaganda. During the Tuesday hearing, Garofalo cited parents telling him about handouts they're being given, saying that the United States is a racist country, that corporations are inherently racist, and have a bias. Kind of true. But he maintained that his bill simply clarified that you couldn't teach theories as fact. Also, doesn't know what the word theory means. Representative Stephanie Hilferty, a Republican, asked Garofalo what it meant to prohibit discussion of divisive concepts as part of a larger course of academic instruction, as Garofalo's bill intended to do. To illustrate this point, he used the example of slavery, which wasn't legally abolished in Louisiana until 1864. Okay.
But what is a larger course of academic instruction?
If you're having a discussion on whatever the case may be on slavery, then you can talk about everything dealing with slavery, the good, the bad, the ugly.
There's no good to slavery, though.
Well, then whatever the case may be.
But what is a larger course of academic instruction?
That's what the case may be, sir. That's what the case may be. That's what the case may be. At least the woman who's a Republican had some fucking sense. Wow. During the same hearing, Rep. Gary Carter Jr., a Democrat, asked Garofalo point blank if Louisiana ever was systematically racist or sexist. From my perspective, I'm not a history teacher, so you can't ask me a history question that I may not have that fact to, Garofalo said. But you drafted the bill, Carter responded. Let's see, is this exchange?
Was the state of Louisiana ever fundamentally, institutionally, or systematically racist, in your opinion?
Again, the bill says that you can talk about these concepts, but you can't teach it as fact unless it's fact.
I'm just asking, like you say, I'm asking, was the state of Louisiana ever fundamentally, institutionally, or systematically?
Well, also, there's a lot of things that we don't actually know. Like, fucking, you need a goddamn class in epistemology, sir. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's a lot of things that, aren't necessarily fact, that we are operating on certain assumptions that we're pretty sure are fact, but may need to be revised when new information is introduced. And sciences are susceptible to this, especially social sciences, which are relatively new. Sir.
Systematically racist or sexist.
If you have facts that show that, you can teach it.
I'm asking. From your perspective.
I've got a mountain of them.
I'm not a history.
A U.S. fucking history book, sir. A U.S. fucking history. One that wasn't marked up by the United Daughters of the Confederacy. A real fucking history book.
Teacher. So, you can't ask me a history question that I may not have that fact to.
But
what
you
I'm
drafted
telling you is
this
what the bill says that if it's a fact, you can teach it.
And my question, though, is from your perspective, is it a fact one way or the other? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth.
I've already answered that question. That's not for me to decide.
I know. You just asked whether or not I'm treating you as a witness. This is not a court of law. I'm just trying to have a conversation
I know, and that's not an issue for me to decide. I'm not a history teacher.
Well, it sounds like
you're trying to decide exactly that.
Acknowledge, though, right, that the state of Louisiana was fundamentally, institutionally, and systematically racist in the past.
Look,
right? Well, I mean, I'm asking, would you agree?
Still
with that?
fucking is, probably.
I'm not a history teacher. I'm not a history scholar. So the bill doesn't pick
clearly
what is fact and what is not fact.
Well,
I really wish somebody had asked him, what was the good of slavery? Please elaborate. I mean, there were, good points to slavery for a certain group of people that were benefiting off of the enslavement of another group of people. And to point out that good is literally white supremacy, you dumb fuck. Garofalo has since pulled the bill, according to The Advocate. On Wednesday, he took the floor of the House, saying he was totally taken out of context. Let's listen to him.
Members, the speakers asked me to come up here and
I don't think anybody took you out of context at all, sir.
explain some of the things that are being reported about me in the media right now. I was taken out of context on a statement that I made yesterday in committee when I was arguing a bill. The media is totally reporting this inflammatory.
Oh, it's fake news.
And
I'm not high enough for this shit.
Getting some questions on it, so I wanted to come up here and tell you that I would hope that you would know better than the reports that are being made about me in the press. I would hope that you respect.
I heard it with,
I did not say what they're accusing me of saying, and I want to let you know that I respect you guys very much and would never do. What
and this is the wild part. Is like, I didn't get this story from the press. I watched the clips of you, sir. I am watching this after watching exactly what you said. I pointed out everything wrong with it, why you're a dumb fuck. I mean, what do I expect? Right-wingers are fucking morons. I'm sorry, Representative, please continue.
What I'm being accused of. So I just had to come up here and say that. I'm really upset. A lot of people are putting up negative things on my children's Facebook pages, on my wife's Facebook page. I've taken my Facebook page down, and I don't think that anyone should be treated like this when something like this happens. It's totally out of context. If you go back and watch the tape, you'll see exactly what I'm saying. I'm hoping that you will trust me on this, and if you don't, please come and talk to me. If you have any questions at all, I'll explain to you exactly what happened. I'm not going to argue the bill or even talk about the bill.
Hold on. He invited me to talk to him, did he not? Shall we call his office? Oh, this is the wrong one. Hold on. That was in Minnesota. This is Raymond Garofalo. Phone number 504-277-4729. It's after hours. We're not gonna get anybody. It would be fun though, because he invited me to talk to him. Garofalo. I might be saying it wrong. If I can leave a message, I'm going to, though. This is fucking fun. I'm a troll. Of course I'm going to leave a message. Ray Garofalo. They've disconnected the messages because they've had too many people calling. I really wanted to leave a message. Ah, fuck you.
This is a matter of personal integrity for me.
You don't have personal integrity,
sir.
sir.
Never intended to happen, nor do I want it to happen. But I'm a member of this body, just like you are. I consider us all family. I consider you guys my friends, and more than friends. I consider us all working toward a single goal, and that's to improve the state of Louisiana. And I hope that you will let.
I bet he has referred to Democrats, not as his friends, numerous times. I bet we could go back to campaign ads. He's said fucking radical Democrats or radical liberals or some bullshit like that. You know it. They are such fucking unabashed hypocrites. Pisses me off. I hate it.